Welcome. My name's Colleen.
And my name is May. Welcome, returning viewers, and for those of you watching us for the first time, we're so glad you could join us on our soap journey. As you know, Colleen and I are brand new to soap making, and you are seeing it in real time as we make our soaps. We're kind of experimenting with different oils and different things. We're not going extravagant because we are brand new. And so maybe, Colleen, I think sometimes when we experiment, we think we're doing these big, great things. But because we're new, it's really not that big of a thing when you see the other ones on YouTube and everything like that. So what are you doing today, Colleen?
So today I am going to make an oatmeal soap. So I'm trying a few new things. So I'm using colloidal oatmeal. So that's what I'm going to do, put a little bit in. Now, I looked on Brambleberry's website and it says the following. Colloidal oatmeal adds a soothing feeling and gentle exfoliation to handmade soap. It will leave your skin feeling smooth.
Well, I'm excited to try this one. Yes.
Now, the scent that I'm using is called Oatmeal Milk and Honey No. 2. I don't know what No. 1 smells like, but oh, I like it.
It's not very sweet. It's not flowery at all.
No, not at all. I agree with you.
And it has that smell of oatmeal. So it's a good combination.
It is. So that is the scent. So I'm excited about that. Now, the one thing about this fragrance oil is it's got 1.1% vanilla content. And what that means is there is a chance that the soap will darken a little bit. So I'm not going to use any colorants. I'm just going to let it be what it is. I'm going to use a couple of different butters. I'm going to use shea butter, cocoa butter, and we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Don't forget to watch till the end, and then May and I will discuss how the soap came out. So let's get started.
It's important when working with lye to have proper safety gear. Masks to protect us from fumes, and we will work in a well-ventilated area. Hairnet's optional, but prevents hair from getting into your soap. Goggles are to protect our eyes. Our glasses are not enough. And finally, gloves, long-sleeve shirt, and closed-toed shoes. Please check out our lye safety video. We will provide a link below. All suited up and ready to make soap.
The first thing I do is to put my distilled water ice cubes and some chilled distilled water into the container. I measure out my sodium hydroxide. The green funnel helps a lot. I pour the lye into the water a little bit at a time, and I stir until the lye is dissolved. I put the lye solution in a safe place to cool. I measure out my hard butters, shea butter and cocoa butter. I measure out my coconut oil as well. I then melt all the butters in the microwave. I measure out my olive oil and combine all of my oils and the butters together.
I add my castor oil. I put some colloidal oats into the oils and I blend them with the stick blender to incorporate them. I measure out my oatmeal milk and honey fragrance oil. It smells amazing. My lye solution is the right temperature, so I add my sodium lactate to the solution and stir. I pour the lye solution down the shaft of the stick blender. It helps prevent bubbles and splashes. The batter has thickened up a lot. I bang the mold to get rid of the air bubbles. I also use the chopstick to clean up the edge. I spray rubbing alcohol on the top of the soap and cover it with a cardboard box. I take the soap out of the mold. This mold is a lot easier to use. I check the pH of the soap. It's good to go. The bars cut beautifully. I fix an air bubble by plugging it with some of the leftover soap.
All right, May.
What did you learn?
Let's talk about myself. So every day's a school day, they say. So I put the colloidal oats into the oil mixture when the oils were just themselves with no lye, anything. And I used the stick blender and I blended the colloidal oatmeal in there. The good thing about that is it lets the oatmeal absorb in and it lets it blend in. So I really thought that was a good thing to do. The scent was amazing. So I just kept smelling it. I thought it was really, really good. And I when I did the texturizing on the top, I knew what I wanted to do. So that's always, it's good that you have a plan. Doesn't always work, but I knew I wanted to have a plan. And the mold itself, I knew that the height of it, I was going to be up over the sides because I wanted to come in from both sides and then have a center part. So to do that, I had to build kind of a cardboard tunnel. So I I had a box that had spaces for bottles, and I took some of the cardboard and bent it over. I put a piece of elastic around so it would stay down.
Now the cardboard is so that you don't get air. Is that correct? That is correct.
That's part of it, but the other thing is I was going to wrap it in a towel. And if I had wrapped the soap in a towel,
The towel would have been full of
soap.
lye. So,
I just would have flattened the whole thing. So I'm really happy how that worked. I'm going to keep that. And then if I do that kind of texturizing again, I'll be able to use it. So I'm thrilled with that. The one thing, you know how you're learning, I took a chopstick all the way around the outside, and I might have gone a little deep.
right. So the idea is to just, if you're going to clean up the edges,
Yes.
just do it lightly. Don't go down.
Don't go
deeply.
down as far. So that, I mean, it's not a really big deal in the soaping world, but I just knew that it was a little bit further down. It just made a little jiggity-jaggy thing on
Right.
the edge. So that was that. Now, when I was cutting it, the last time I cut something, I turned it on its side, and it was great. This time, I couldn't do that because it was so tall. So I had to jiggle it a little bit. I think once we get that thing that's just a wire,
different cutter, yeah.
I think it'll work much better. But what I did do, and what I will always do when I'm using that cutter, is I will clean off the cutter with rubbing alcohol before I make the next cut, because then the soap just comes off so nicely.
Right. That is a good idea.
Exactly. So I'm thrilled with that. Then it's cut, and we hear a knock at the doorbell. A knock at the doorbell? No.
The doorbell.
The doorbell at the door. Somebody's at the door. And what was delivered was our stamp that we had ordered.
We had ordered the stamp because we had heard about, I can't remember who told us about this stamp.
Exactly.
Company, this fellow that you know his name.
Yep. His name is Yaruk, and he's on Etsy, and he's in the UK. So what happened was you and I were looking on that website because people had said it was on YouTube.
pretty
It said
good.
it was good.
Good experience.
Exactly. And so what happened is you tell them what you want, what picture you want, and what writing and what size. Then the nice thing is he sends you a picture of it and say, you know, final approval. If this is good, let me know. So
Through email.
Through email. So
Yeah.
we did that, send it, and we had it within a week. I
Right.
think it was in a week.
Yeah, it didn't take too long.
Not at all. So thrilled with the stamp. So the timing couldn't have been more perfect because it's almost like I just cut the soap and then it was time to think. So you had a nice rubber mallet. We chose to get a stamp that had a handle on it. And the other thing that we had read about was putting a little bit of rubbing alcohol on the stamp. Now I was a little genteel to start with, tap. It's not. You got to give it a good whack.
Right.
So I did a few, and then you did some, and I watched you.
Right.
And then hers was showing up more. Hers
Right.
being May's
Yes.
was showing up more. That her. So the good thing is I really, really like the stamp. I think if you've got a plain bar of soap and you want to have something to make it look not nicer, but a little bit more professional.
Personalized for
Personalized.
yourself,
That's
too,
right.
yeah.
That's right. So it says handmade by M&C.
And it turned out nice and it smells beautiful.
I'm really, really happy
And
with that.
It's hardening up quite nicely. It's been a couple of
Exactly.
weeks, but
Yeah.
the smell is beautiful.
Yeah, I really, really like
yes,
that.
that'll be nice.
So I'm thrilled that the stamp came in time
Yep.
because I was hoping that when I chose to do that plain oatmeal soap that would be it. But learn something about my chopstick, learn something about the cutter, put some rubbing alcohol on it. And I think that as this darkens, I don't think it's going to get super dark because 1.1%,
Right.
but it's new, so we'll have to wait and
Right.
see. And I really like, I like the butters that we chose to put in. So I'm thrilled with that.
Good.
So that is my third batch of soap. It was a success. There was no panic. When it's only one color, life is good. Pour it in the mold. But I am finding that I am blending it.
Too much.
Yes, I'm going for a medium trace when
Yeah.
I don't need to have a medium trace.
And I was watching Mrs. Soap and Clay, who we love dearly,
Yes, yep.
who's awesome out there
Yeah.
on YouTube. We just really appreciate all
That's
her
right.
information.
Yeah.
And what she has said was just come to a emulsification, is that what they call it?
That's right.
And not keep blending. And you and I are both guilty of this, of blending until we get that trace
Exactly.
thing. So we're going to kind of maybe cut back on that a little bit.
Exactly. And
We'll see how it
sometimes
works.
your fragrance oil will make things speed up
Right.
as well. I was fortunate. I mean, you will have seen me in the video using my spatula trying to get it to go down, because sometimes when you bounce it, it's not bouncing the way you want it to. But I didn't have many air holes, but I did make, what do they call it, a soap plug. So I took a little bit of the soap that I shaved off and made a plug and stuck it in and just
Yep.
kind of used my thumb.
I know, works good.
It's great. So thanks so much for watching. If you like what you're seeing, give us a thumbs up. Comment down below. Let us know if there's any kind of soap you want us to try. I mean, we're just new, but we're willing to give it a shot.
We're trying all these oils. We're experimenting with everything. So it's kind of cool.
Exactly. So until next time.
You take care.